When I talk about events in Score Match, I often tell people not to worry about them and to not feel frustrated when they lose out on a gold medal. I do this for many reasons, but lately I've realized how some events are just not worth the hassle. And I'm not saying it just generally as an act of frustration or anything. I'm actually speaking mathematically here. Because in this video I crunched some numbers and did some math to find out mathematically whether playing events is worth it when comparing it to the time you could have spent in the arena. Let's get started, guys. So we all know that we have 4 types of events: challenges, leagues, cups and high roller leagues. The prizes for these events vary, but we'll start off one by one. Now, as I said, I'm gonna compare the rewards we get from these events to the rewards we get in the Infinity Arena. This will obviously be slightly different if you're in a different arena. Let's start off with challenge events. The last challenge event we had consisted of 9k bucks, 800 cards and Simon. Those were the rewards, leaving out the gold medal of course. Now, let's say that we don't want to play the event and just play in the arena instead. Considering the Infinity Arena, where the prize is 1,800 bucks and a random package, but for the purposes of this video, let's assume it's always gonna be a bronze package, which consists of 36 cards, with boosters mind you. To make the 9k bucks we get from the challenge event, we only have to win 5 games in the arena. To win 800 cards from the arena bronze packages, we have to win 22 games in the arena. That's obviously assuming that we don't get any rare packages like golds, platinums and diamond packages. The super player, well, that we could potentially get in the arena packages, but overall this is my verdict. The challenge event is worth playing. Sure, you have to win 8 games and sometimes it takes a long time to do that, but the cards you get are definitely worth your troubles. Let's move on to league events. Now this is where things get funny, guys. The last league event had a prize of 20k bucks, 250 cards and a super player. Now I'm not gonna keep mentioning the super player since this is always gonna be the main reward when playing events, but if you already have the super player in question, or worse yet if he just outright sucks, this part of the reward may not be important to you. So to win 20k bucks in the Infinity Arena, you have to win 11 games. And to win 250 cards from the arena, you just have to open 7 bronze packages. This is terrible, guys. So just to recap, 11 wins in the Infinity Arena will get you 20k bucks and around 400 cards. And you can lose as many games as you want, unlike the league event. And again, that's considering that all you get in the Infinity Arena is bronze packages. If you get a better package, you'll get even more bucks and cards. So the math speaks for itself here, guys. This event is not worth your trouble. Now, cup events. The last cup event will include 14k bucks, 1.3k cards and a super player. To get the 14k bucks, you just have to win 8 games in the Infinity Arena. No big deal. But to get the 1.3k cards, you have to win 36 games in the Infinity Arena. And that's insane. So all things considered, it's safe to say that cup events are worth your time. Sure, they're annoying if you lose once and get kicked out of the event, but let's remember that 5 games is all it takes to win a cup event, and although it's sometimes really hard, it's well worth your time. Now, the big boy, the High Roller League. The last few high roller leagues have lately included the following prize: 3k bucks, 20k cards, and a kit, or jersey, or whatever you wanna call it. Now, to make 3k bucks, all you have to do is win 2 games in the Infinity Arena. But the main reason people play high roller leagues is of course for the 20k cards, which is the best prize you can get from any event in Score Match. To get 20k cards from the Infinity Arena, as always considering bronze packages only with boosters, you have to win 555 games. That is pretty insane. And yes, I know that not everyone can afford to enter high roller leagues when they do come around, but if you can, it's well worth trying. So all in all, high roller leagues are definitely worth the hassle. So what we figure out here is that basically all events are worth playing except league events. Granted that you have gems and, in high roller league cases, bucks to spend. Again, the super players might be something worth fighting for many people, but for others it really depends. Very, let's say, limited super players like Martina, Sinclair and Hakan are rarely worth the hassle and the hours it takes to win events. It's amazing to see how not worth it league events have become. These guys used to include prizes of up to 100,000 bucks a few years ago, and now their prizes are something you can get by winning a dozen games in the Infinity Arena. What a sad ending, man. FTG should really have another look at league events, but I think that they've done this on purpose in order to limit the number of bucks you can win. If you think about it, with the recent high roller leagues and the small bucks prizes in events, it's really clear to me that FTG is really keen on draining our bucks to push us to spend real money on bucks. But even as someone who likes to financially support this game when they can, I don't think that any of the transactions in the shop are really worth it, but that's for another video. Now, someone might say, Marco, if you think league events are not worth the hassle, then why do you play them? Look, I'm not saying avoid league events, okay? Events in general can be pretty fun, especially since there's not much else interesting going on in score match if not for events. I'm just saying that since league events are the second toughest event out there, with the first being high roller leagues for obvious reasons, not getting a gold medal in a league event isn't the end of the world. In fact, I'd much prefer getting, for example, a silver medal in a league event and a gold medal in a cup event than vice versa. My point is, if you're struggling to land a gold medal in league events, think about the fact that all you have to do to make up for it is just win 11 games in your arena. That's it. That's all it takes. So guys, what do you think about the current state of events? Do you think they're worth the trouble? Let's have a chat in the comment section, people. And as always, thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one, people.
Taken short. Wolfgang, really well played. Oh, this is crisp passing. Nazari. He read that situation and won the ball. Great ball. Can he get in on target? Pulls the trigger.